Hello, it's my Tuesday at 2. I'll once again take time and move the screen. My name is Megan, and I'm a holistic integrative nutrition health coach and a personal trainer, and I love helping people clean up their eating, heal their lives, lower stress, come into more and more alignment with their worth and purpose. So I'm happy to have you with me. If you're joining live, say hi, comment. Something weird going on with the lighting, right? Is the lighting weird? I mean, there's nothing I can do. So I'll leave it. Say hi if you're joining, comment, ask questions. If you're watching the replay, say hi, ask questions. I like these to be interactive. We're going to talk today about why you're not sustainably reaching your goals or getting the transformations you're after. I know that this is kind of a loaded, tricky topic that could be the subject of a lot of lives and videos, I think, but I thought I would just go at it really generally and just get it started. Hi, Kenna. Hi, thank you for joining. If you're here with me, say hi. Comment, we can talk. I like to start all of my lives with breath work to ground the live, to ground you guys in the middle of the day, and very selfishly for myself. So today is wired as a solar plexus day. It's kind of between your chest and your belly button. And we're going to breathe in. Hi, Becky. Oh, yay. We're going to breathe into our solar plexus just to ground our feelings with our beliefs so that we come from a space of feeling and believing before we think, because they come first. So I'm hearing 4. So we're going to do 4 breaths. Wherever you are, ground your feet. If you're driving, keep your eyes open. Ground your feet. Inhale, bright white light to your solar plexus. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Fill up your solar plexus and just know that what you feel and what you believe is where you direct your thoughts. Protect your feelings and your beliefs. Protect your feelings and your beliefs. Inhale to your solar plexus. Exhale, send love to your feelings. Send some love to your feelings. If you want to change your feelings, you can, but they're there for a reason. 2 more. Inhale, white light to your solar plexus. Exhale, soften, and just allow your feelings to be what they are so you can enjoy them or transmute them. 1 more. Just inhale to your solar plexus, white light. Exhale and just let it come into your solar plexus. Ground with your feelings and your beliefs. Bring your thoughts to your feelings. So your feelings drive your thoughts, not your thoughts drive your feelings. Good. Oh, Becky says, hi, Kenna. All my people are joining me. If you join, say hi. Comment. Let me know if the breathing grounded you or felt good. We're going to talk about really generally why you're not sustainably reaching your goals or the transformations you're after. Again, there are so many variables and so many reasons. And this is a loaded topic that could be like 27 different videos or lives. So I'll just share a handful of possibilities that come to mind. And then you can sense or feel or see if any resonate with you generally and your general situation. Oh, Kenna. Hi, Becky. Look at my people. And then you can let me know what resonates or what strikes a chord or what else comes up for you. Because if just talking about this brings up option Q in your mind and you're like, oh my God, then good, share that with me and we can talk further. So there's a lot of I don't have a headache, but there's a lot of tension up here. And I know that this is one of those days, but if you have tension in your head and you're watching my video, soften and get your tongue off the roof of your mouth and just soften and play with this concept, because there's a lot coming in and it feels like it's not mine. So I'm just going to put that out there. Somebody needs to soften temples and their thoughts. So the first general reason it could be you're not sustainably reaching your goal is that your goal is too broad or too big out of the gate. Out of the gate. So maybe there are 2 or 3 stepping stones that could be on the way to that intended transformation. Because if it's too big or too broad, if your goal is too big or too broad, you can get overwhelmed and then it can fizzle out. Kenna, Megan's community has the best souls around and super grateful to be part of it. Oh my goodness. And my gosh, the gratitude and appreciation I have for you and Becky and Christy and all my peeps is just, I love you guys. So if you're sensing that you're not reaching your goal because maybe your goal is too broad, maybe it's an umbrella goal, which is great. Have the umbrella goal, right? But if it's like I was giving an example to a client this morning. If you want to get to the bathroom, right, you have to actually walk to the bathroom. And sometimes like we want to just like sort of do the splits and just get to the bathroom, right? But that's actually missing the literal steps in between. So it could just be that your goal is too broad or too, and I'll speak to this later. Like I've got some examples later that we can fit into the fourth reason, and it might make more sense. But okay, and then the second reason that came into my mind is that the method that you're using to try to reach your goal worked for this person or these people, but it's not actually beneficial for you. So we could use, for example, food and eating as an example, but I kind of want to go more large picture. So let's pretend that you are intending to get a good chunk of work done in the morning. That's your goal. You want to get a good chunk of work done in the morning. So you're getting up at 5:30 with this new method, right? And this is something that has been working for me just because I have this intention with my beautiful non-negotiable morning routine. So I get up quite early to get it in. So there's multiple sides to this too, right? So let's say your goal is to look at this renegade girl. This goal is to get a good chunk of work done in the morning. You're getting up at 5:30 to get it done, but it's just like somehow it's not working, or you're overwhelmed, or once in a while it works, or once in a while you're not hitting it. What if you are more productive at night? Just like you. What if you are more productive at night? Right? So playing with a method that is actually more your nature and the easiest can be a game changer. Then of course we can look at the flip side. Unless your goal is to become a morning person who gets things done, then it could be like number one, then it could be that it's too big or too broad and you need to give yourself a couple more steps to get up in the morning, to become a person who gets things done in the morning, to get a good chunk of things done in the morning. Does this make sense? Like it could be, there's always multiple sides. There's not just two sides to the coin. There's multiple sides to the coin. And love the idea so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because it's not going to be only one way, and it's not going to be this way, this person's ways, these people's ways that's going to work for you. I've found that for myself a lot of times. It just doesn't work for me. And then I feel like I suck, or I feel like I'm failing, or I'm just like not hitting my goal, or it just doesn't work for me. It's not in my benefit, right? So then if I figure out a way to get there step by step, or figure out that it's actually the opposite that needs to happen for me, then that works. The third example of why you might not be reaching your goals yet or getting the transformations you want is that you're only kind of doing the internal work, the internal piece, the internal shifting your internal experience. Abraham Hicks says nothing is work, it's all experience, which I love that, right? But we all say internal work, or doing the work, she's doing the work, or whatever, right? It's part of our jargon. But what experience are you shifting your internal experience to match what you're intending on the outside, right? Are you actually doing it? Are you just giving lip service to it? Are you saying the right things, but the beliefs that are running underneath are contrary? Or are you reading the right things, but then you're not actually feeling it or running those feelings, right? The actual internal experience shifts our external, or vice versa. Because I do have some clients like this. You're not taking the aligned action, right? 80% of what we need to do in our lives to hit goals and transformations and have manifestations, 80% of it is internal. It really is. And we have to take at least 20%, maybe sometimes more, maybe sometimes less. It sounds like there's a medical evacuation helicopter over my house. There's a hospital right there. Sounds like medevac. Anyway, if you are not taking consistent aligned action, consistent every moment of every day, that aligned action could be being gently, softly aware of your mental state and that underlying river or that underlying current of not believing it. Even if you're like, drinking all the green juice and all the water and, doing all the right things. But if you actually don't believe that you can hit this goal health wise, you won't be hitting it anytime soon, right? Like to reach any goal or manifestation or transformation, you have to take aligned action. You have to do the action. So if you're not doing the internal work, but you're focusing all on the external, it's not going to happen. If you're focusing so much on the internal and kind of willing it to be, but there's no aligned action to co-create with the energy around, it's also not going to happen. The fourth one, and this is the last one I'll give today, and then we'll talk a little bit, but the fourth one is accountability. And if you guys know me, you know how I feel about the word discipline. It's just from this lifetime's experience with the word discipline. I like to swap it. I prefer to swap it with accountability. And accountability is key. And we can say accountability to yourself is key, period. It is. And to get there, a step to get there is accountability to someone else, something outside of you, someone outside of you, right? That's why I think so many of the apps are popular as far as like diet apps and whatever. I used to be completely addicted and attached to MyFitnessPal. I literally said out loud multiple times, I don't know how I'm going to live or eat without if MyFitnessPal ever ceases to exist. Like this was my existence. Right now, I don't use it and I don't need it, and I can see it as a good tool for awareness, right? But accountability to a person or to a thing, right? It's a beautiful first step. So if you just say to yourself, if you simply say to yourself, I'm going to regularly exercise again, right? That can be broad and fizzling out again, right? I'm going to regularly exercise again. That can fizzle out again if you're againing it, right? And it can go to the number one, right? That is too big and too broad. I'm going to regularly exercise again. Fine. Who's holding you accountable, right? So step one, you would say, I'm going to take a walk tomorrow morning. Step one, I'm going to take a walk tomorrow morning. Step two, I'll ask a friend to join, right? I'm going to see if she can join. Ask him to join. Step three, then I know Becky loves a good chart, but make yourself a little chart and give yourself stickers. Like hold yourself accountable. You don't have to have a big, I'm going to regularly exercise again. Good. That's the big umbrella. So what's a step? Tomorrow, I'm going to take a walk. That's a step. And that means I'm going to do it. And a step towards that step, like, so that could be step, one. So step 0.5 could be like, I'm going to put my tennis shoes and my pants and my shirt like by my door so that I actually put them on. So you say, you know what I mean? And then you could have a step 0.25 where you have water ready to drink so you can put on your shoes so that you can. Becky, I definitely do better when I break things down. Yes. So that goes to point number one, but I wanted to like wrap it into point number 4 because if this is resonating, you may not have sustainably reached your goal. It has not turned into your I just do this pocket thing, right? I just do this. I just regularly exercise because it was too big and broad, right? We didn't chunk it down or break things down like Becky said. It's too big and broad. The method you're using isn't natural or beneficial for you. Maybe it needs to become easy. Maybe it needs to become natural, but it's not actually beneficial for you, like morning or evening or whatever, right? It could be, seriously, I could rattle off, if you know me, I could rattle off like 30 examples, and I'm not going to. The third thing is you're only kinda doing the internal piece, or you're doing the internal piece, but you're not taking aligned action, right? The internal piece. And the fourth thing is accountability. You could use true accountability outside of you to lock in your internal self accountability, right? And then chunking it down is key. If you have a big, broad goal, good, keep it and then chunk it down. And if you can chunk those chunks down, chunk those down so that you can, and if you put a chart up on your refrigerator and you give yourself a sticker every time you take a walk, if you took a walk, 2 times this week, it's 100% more than 0. And if you asked your friend to go with you, maybe you did a third walk. And if I don't know, right? If this makes sense, right? Why you're not sustainably reaching your goals and the transformations you're after, so that then you can get to another one instead of continually like Groundhog's Day. Well, I'm going to regular exercise again. I'm going to regularly exercise. Right? Because if we could ramble off more and more and more, as well as look at specifics for you in your personal scenario, even if you are doing the general ones above, right? There's going to always be, for me too, there's always going to be like a nano layer under the layer that can find more freedom, right? There's freedom in that. One of my clients says it, there's freedom in that. Can find more freedom so that it can just become what you do. Just make it easier, more attainable, more reachable, more transformational, more put it in your pocket, becoming something you just do. So let's keep talking though. Ask questions, leave comments, let me know if these 4 general things felt helpful, because I know they're general, especially if you are successfully working towards things. But if there are things that still feel just out of your grasp, like if you're walking to the bathroom doing the splits instead of just taking the steps to the bathroom, right? We can just keep talking about this. And if you're ready to just slay a goal, like for real this time, comment or message me, because this weekend I'm running a 2-day fall flash sale. It's 2 days only. It's going to be 2 calls, $200 off. There's going to be call notes for accountability, step number 4, and also open messaging together with me so we can walk through further and get more done between those 2 calls. Messaging in between and saying what works, what doesn't work, if you want to tweak it. There's only 5 spots. There's 5 spots. One's been taken. But there's 5 spots. The sale's going to run on Saturday and Sunday. You're getting kind of the first heads up because I haven't mentioned this yet. And message me or let me know. And we can start heading into actually checking goals off your list and then heading into that broad umbrella, the bigger goal that you had, right? So thank you. Super helpful with your examples. Yay. I'm glad. Thank you, Kenna. Thank you guys for joining me. And I'll see you next time.